wish me, madame, to believe in the virtues of Monsieur de Valmont? I confess, it would be as difficult for me to consider him virtuous from the one fact you tell me, as it would be to shun a man of virtue because of one lapse. Even supposing a miracle had occurred and he were reformed, would not public opinion against him suffice to govern your conduct? God reads our hearts, but men can only judge of thoughts through actions. I hasten to forestall the objections I foresee. No doubt I receive Monsieur de Valmont, and he is received everywhere. Monsieur de Valmont, with his ancient name, his wealth, and many amiable qualities, exists in a world which, with more prudence than courage, prefers to treat him with deference rather than to combat him. But not even Madame de Merteuil would dare to shut herself up in the country, almost alone with such a man. My dear friend, your very virtue betrays you through the confidence it inspires in you. Remember that your judges will be frivolous or malicious people who will not believe in a virtue whose model they do not find in themselves. Ah, if my reasons do not suffice to persuade you, yield to my friendship. You will think it severe, but I prefer that you should have to complain rather of its solicitude than of its negligence.
You tell me to speak to Madame de Tourvel instead of writing, as though I had a choice in the matter. My cruel one avoids any meeting with a skill which outwits my own, and she even refuses my letters. Each one requires a new ruse. I have most recently resorted to disguising my handwriting and falsifying a postmark from Dijon, where her husband is, and having my servant slip my letter in when he fetches all our mail from the post office. By this expedient, I was able to watch the reception of my letter at breakfast. How she changed countenance when she broke the seal and saw what it was! I was enjoying her distress, and said, "Is this letter so very terrible, then?" "It contains," she replied, "things which offend me, and which I am astounded anyone should have dared to write to me." She tore it right up, put the pieces in her pocket, and left the room. In spite of her anger, she has still had my letter. And I rely on her curiosity, at least, to read it in full. I enclose the rough drafts of some of my letters if you wish to keep informed of this correspondence. You must get used to deciphering my notes, as nothing in the world would induce me to endure the boredom of recopying these sentiments. Goodbye, my fair friend.
Your enormous packet has just arrived, my dear Vicomte. If I took the time to read it, I should have none left in which to answer it. Let us talk of something else. Do you know, you have lost more than you thought by not undertaking this Volanges girl? She is really charming. She has neither character nor principles, and she knows nothing, absolutely nothing, of what she so much wishes to know. She begs me to tell her with a truly seductive good faith. Really, I am almost jealous of the man for whom this pleasure is reserved. I have allowed her to write and say "I love," and the same day, without her suspecting me, I arranged her a meeting alone with Danceny. But imagine he is still such a fool that he didn't even get a kiss from her. You would be very useful to me at this juncture, for after all, I cannot be his guide. Hurry on with your Madame de Tourvel, for I do not want Gercourt to escape. I spoke to the girl yesterday of him and of the importance of conjugal fidelity, so much so that she could not hate him more than if she had been married to him for 10 years. Goodbye, Vicomte. I shall read your volume now.
I cried almost all night, Sophie. I do not think my present happiness will last. Yesterday yesterday I went to the opera with Madame de Merteuil. We talked a lot about my marriage, and what I found out was not at all nice. It is Monsieur le Comte de Chicourt I am to marry, and it is to be in October. Madame de Merteuil says he is melancholy and severe, and not only that, he is old, at least 36. She admits that he is not in the least agreeable, and yet she says it'll be my duty to love him, and no longer love the Chevalier d'Ancenis. As if that were possible, I shall always love him. My only consolation is the friendship of Madame de Merteuil. She is so kind-hearted, and I can tell her everything. At least I can love her as much as I like without there being anything wrong in it. However, we have agreed I am to appear not to love her so much in front of other people, especially in front of Mamma, so that she will not suspect anything about the Chevalier d'Ancenis. I can assure you that if I could always live as I do now, I think I should be very happy. There is only that horrid Monsieur de Chicourt. I hate him already.